Hey there, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here for today's video. So, can anyone relate to this? You clean your space, but somehow it's a mess again, just a few days later. Honestly, it happens to me all the time. You think you've got it all clean and sorted, and then boom, it's back to square one. Sound familiar? In the last video, I shared some super simple but super effective tips to help you get your space organized without feeling like it's an endless chore. I talked about how breaking things down into smaller, manageable tasks instead of doing one huge cleaning session can make a world of difference. And today, I'm following that up with even more tips that are easy to add to your daily routine. They'll help you keep things clean longer without all the extra work. We're talking about those little habits you can do every day to make a big impact so your home stays fresh and organized. I'm really excited to jump into these tips with you because I know they can make a real difference. So let's get into it. Number 1, let's start with the hardest spot in your home. I'm sure you've looked around your space and felt completely overwhelmed not knowing where to start. Maybe it's the bathroom with stubborn stains you can't get rid of, or your living room filled with random clutter. Everything just seems to pile up, right? Instead of letting it continue, try starting with the area that stresses you the most. It sounds simple, but when you tackle the most difficult spot first, you immediately feel a sense of relief. No more putting it off or feeling anxious about it every time you see it. Take my workspace, for example. I used to dread getting to work because of the pile of papers, documents, and random stuff cluttering my desk. Every time I looked at it, I felt like I was drowning in unfinished tasks. But once I decided to clear it out, sorting through the papers, filing things away, and organizing the mess, it made such a difference. Suddenly, my desk was neat and my mind felt clearer and more focused. Why does this work? When you deal with the most stressful area first, it clears up mental space and gives you the confidence to tackle the rest. You'll feel more in control and less overwhelmed. And to keep the momentum going, I'll be suggesting how to organize your belongings so everything has its place tomorrow, so stay tuned. Once the hardest spot is handled, we're moving on to number 2. Keeping surfaces clear can completely transform how a room feels. Walking into a space filled with clutter can leave you feeling instantly overwhelmed, especially when the kitchen counter, your desk, or bathroom sink is piled high with stuff. The mess seems to multiply every time you look away, and it creates an atmosphere of chaos, no matter how much you tidy up. The simple act of clearing surfaces, whether it's the kitchen counter, your desk, or the bathroom counter, can make your home feel less stressful and more organized. It's incredible how much better a room looks and feels when you remove the clutter and leave only the essentials. I used to have a bad habit of dumping everything on my kitchen counter. There were keys, unopened mail bags, and even random things my kids would leave behind. It felt like I couldn't ever keep it clean. One day I decided to clear everything off, putting the keys in a drawer, sorting the mail, and tossing what I didn't need. Suddenly the kitchen felt so much bigger and more inviting. Every time I walked in, I felt lighter, and the room was actually a place I wanted to be in. Keeping your surfaces clear isn't just about making things look nice. It's about creating a calmer, more functional space. When everything has its place, you can focus on other tasks instead of feeling distracted by the mess. Plus, it's way easier to clean up when the countertops and tables are already free of clutter. Decluttering a little every day is a game changer for keeping your home organized without feeling overwhelmed. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that cleaning or organizing has to be a big task that takes hours, but when you set aside just 10 or 15 minutes a day, it makes a huge difference over time. I used to spend entire weekends trying to tackle my apartment, but it felt like the mess would always come back. It was like I was fighting a losing battle, like the toys I hide from my kids magically reappear every time I turn around. One day, I decided to spend just 10 minutes every morning putting things back where they belong and quickly tidying up. I didn't expect it to make much of a difference, but soon I noticed I wasn't constantly stressed by clutter. The little messes didn't pile up, and it felt easier to keep things clean. Doing small decluttering sessions every day makes it a habit, and it helps you stay on top of things before they get out of control. It's less about setting aside an entire day to clean and more about making tidying up a part of your routine. It's manageable and it doesn't feel like a big chore anymore. Plus, who doesn't love the feeling of a clean space without having to sacrifice an entire Saturday? Creating a home for everything in your house is one of the simplest ways to keep things organized without much effort. The trick is to give each item a designated spot so you're not scrambling around looking for things when you need them. I used to have random piles of stuff everywhere, books, papers, laundry, even a random sock here and there, the ones that mysteriously lose their match. It was like a treasure hunt every time I needed something. But once I started making sure everything had a place, life got a whole lot easier. I gave each item a home, and even the socks started pairing up. Now when I walk into any room, I know exactly where everything is, and I don't have to worry about digging through a mess to find my keys. The key to this method is consistency. If you get used to putting things back in their designated spots, it becomes second nature. No more random piles of laundry or searching through heaps of paper. It's a small habit that will save you tons of time and stress in the long run. Plus, it makes it way easier to clean because when everything has a place, there's no clutter to deal with. So give everything a home, and suddenly your house will start feeling more like a calm sanctuary instead of a chaotic mess. Sorting through your things regularly is key to preventing clutter from piling up. It's so easy to accumulate stuff without even realizing it. You buy something new, and then suddenly you have 10 extra bags, shoes you never wear, and papers you swear you're going to deal with someday. But someday never comes right. I used to have a pile of old clothes that I thought I'd wear again someday. Spoiler alert, that day never came. After months of convincing myself I would get to it later, I finally decided to go through the pile. You'd be surprised how much space it freed up just by getting rid of stuff I wasn't using. It was like my closet breathed a sigh of relief. The trick here is to sort through things every few weeks, even if it's just a quick pass. You don't have to do it all in one go. Just take 10-15 minutes every now and then to make sure you're not holding on to things that no longer serve you. That way, you won't end up with a pile of someday items that never leave your home. Plus, it feels great to know you're actually making progress instead of constantly putting things off. It's also kind of satisfying to let go of things you no longer need. It's like you're not just decluttering your house, you're decluttering your mind too. Less stuff equals less stress. And hey, you might even find that long-lost pair of socks you've been looking for, or better yet, a forgotten $5 bill. Investing in smart storage solutions is a game changer when it comes to keeping your home organized. You don't need to have a ton of space to make your house feel less cluttered, but you do need to make the most of what you've got. With a little creativity, storage can be your best friend in the fight against clutter. I remember when I didn't have enough space to store all my kitchen gadgets. Every time I needed something, it was buried under piles of pots, pans, and random utensils. It felt like I was always searching for things instead of using them. But once I added a few simple storage solutions like drawer organizers, hanging racks, and stackable bins, everything had its place. Now I don't have to waste time looking for my favorite spatula or that elusive can opener. Smart storage doesn't just mean buying more containers. It's about making what you already have work for you. Think about under-the-bed storage wall hooks for bags or jackets, or even over-the-door organizers. These little tricks can make a huge difference in how much space you actually have, and they help keep your home looking tidy without a lot of extra effort. When everything is organized and has its own place, it's easier to maintain a clean home without feeling like you're constantly battling clutter. Plus, you'll stop wasting time digging through piles of stuff because you'll always know where everything is. Laundry can easily become one of those chores that seems never ending. You wash a load, fold it, and before you know it, another pile of clothes is waiting to be done. It feels like you're constantly playing catch up, right? But letting laundry pile up only makes things worse, and it can quickly turn into a bigger headache than it needs to be. Instead of letting it get out of control, try to stay on top of it by doing small loads throughout the week. When you keep the laundry manageable, it doesn't feel like such a huge task. I've started doing one load a day, and it's honestly made a huge difference. I don't have to spend a whole Saturday folding mountains of clothes anymore. Just a few minutes a day is all it takes to keep things under control. The key is to stay consistent. It's easy to let laundry slip, especially if you're busy, but the more you let it pile up, the more overwhelming it gets. And trust me, the last thing you want is to find yourself staring at a laundry mountain that's bigger than your to-do list. If you keep up with it, you won't find yourself buried in clothes, and you'll feel a lot less stressed about the mountain of laundry waiting for you. Plus, having clean folded clothes at the ready all the time makes getting dressed each day so much easier. No more digging through heaps of laundry for that one shirt you can never find. It's one less thing to worry about. Flat surfaces like tables, counters, and dressers are notorious for collecting clutter. It's so easy to place something down just for a second, and before you know it, those surfaces become home to everything from keys to random receipts, sunglasses, and even snacks. The thing is, these surfaces are often the first thing you see when you walk into a room, so they can make your space feel messier than it really is. It's like a visual clutter trap. A simple fix is to keep your flat surfaces tidy. Start by cleaning them off at the end of each day, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. It doesn't take much time, but you'll be amazed at how much better a room looks when there's no clutter. I made it a habit to wipe down my kitchen counters and dining table every night before going to bed, and now it's just part of my routine. The best part, when I walk into the kitchen in the morning, it's like starting with a fresh slate. This little habit not only makes your space look cleaner, but it also makes it easier to keep things organized. With fewer things out in the open, there's less dust and less clutter to clean. You'll be able to find your keys, phone, or the remote without having to dig through piles of stuff. It's a simple step that has a huge impact on the overall feel of your home. Plus, it feels so much nicer walking into a space that looks neat and welcoming. Setting a cleaning schedule sounds like a simple thing, but it's often the key to staying organized and keeping your home clean without feeling overwhelmed. The idea of deep cleaning every week can feel like a major task, but if you break it down into smaller, more manageable tasks, it's a lot easier to stay on top of things. For a long time, I would wait until the house was a complete disaster before tackling any cleaning, thinking I had to spend hours doing it all at once. But it never worked out that way. I'd get overwhelmed and end up putting it off for even longer. Then one day I decided to change things up. Instead of waiting for everything to pile up, I created a schedule where I did a little bit of cleaning every day. It didn't have to be anything big, just small tasks like wiping down the counters, folding laundry, or tidying up one room at a time. The key is consistency. I started with small goals like setting aside 15 minutes every day to do a quick cleanup. It wasn't hard to do, and honestly, it felt like less of a chore. Over time, I added more tasks to my schedule, but by spreading them out throughout the week, I never had to spend hours cleaning at once. It felt like I was always ahead of the game, and I didn't have that last-minute panic when guests were coming over. What I found was that breaking the cleaning into smaller daily tasks made it way less stressful. There's no need to spend your entire weekend scrubbing and sweeping when you can do it little by little throughout the week. Plus, it gave me more time to do things I enjoy instead of spending an entire day cleaning. The trick is to tailor the schedule to your own needs. If you're a busy person, focus on quick daily cleaning habits that only take a few minutes each day. But if you have more time on the weekends, you can tackle bigger tasks then. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you keep up with it consistently. The most important part is finding what works for you, so cleaning doesn't feel like a daunting task anymore. Keeping a donation box handy in your home is one of the easiest ways to keep things decluttered without feeling like you're constantly throwing things out. We all accumulate items that no longer serve us, whether it's clothes that don't fit, gadgets you never use, or random gifts you've received but don't really need. Instead of letting those items pile up, keep a box or bag in a designated spot where you can toss things as you go. I started keeping a donation box in my closet, and it's been a game changer. Anytime I come across something I don't wear anymore, I throw it in the box. It could be an old sweater, a pair of shoes I never wear, or even kitchen gadgets I don't use. Instead of letting those things gather dust, I just add them to the box, and when it's full, I take it to a donation center. The great thing about this method is that it's effortless. You don't need to spend a whole day decluttering. You can do it little by little. It's so satisfying to see the box filling up because I know I'm not only freeing up space, but also helping someone else. Plus, it's a great excuse to do a mini clean out when you're feeling like the house is getting a little too crowded. Having a donation box also prevents unnecessary hoarding. Sometimes it's easy to hold on to things just in case or because we feel guilty getting rid of them. But having that box encourages you to let go of things that are no longer useful, making your home feel lighter. And you don't have to think too much about it, you're just decluttering as you go along. It's such a simple habit that has helped me maintain a clutter-free home without feeling like I'm constantly cleaning. Every time I add something to the box, I feel like I'm doing a little reset for my space. So keep a donation box handy and let it be your secret weapon for a tidy, clutter-free home. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make was overcomplicating the cleaning process. I thought that in order to really get my house clean, I had to follow a complicated routine, use a ton of different products, and spend hours scrubbing every little corner. But over time, I realized that sometimes less is more. You don't need to make cleaning a big, overwhelming task. The secret is to keep things simple. Instead of getting bogged down by all the cleaning advice out there, I started sticking to the basics. I keep a few essential cleaning products that work for everything, like an all-purpose cleaner, some microfiber cloths, and a good vacuum. That's it. No need for 10 different bottles for every surface in the house. I used to think that more tools meant a cleaner house, but I quickly realized that the simpler I kept it, the easier and faster cleaning became. For example, I used to have a huge collection of cleaning products for every little task, one for the kitchen, one for the bathroom, one for the windows. But after a while, I noticed that I was spending more time choosing which product to use than actually cleaning. So I decided to downsize. I now use a multi-purpose cleaner for almost everything, and it works just fine. I spend less time shopping for products and more time actually cleaning, and it saves me money too. Simplifying the cleaning process doesn't just make it more efficient, it also makes it less stressful. When you're not trying to remember what product goes where or what time-consuming steps to follow, you can get in and out of each room quickly. And trust me, when cleaning becomes simple, it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. Cleaning doesn't need to be a marathon. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and you'll be amazed at how much easier it is to maintain a tidy home. Cleaning doesn't have to be a solo task. If you live with family roommates or even your partner, getting everyone involved can make a huge difference. And it can even be fun. I used to think I had to clean everything myself because no one does it as well as I do. Sound familiar? But that just left me feeling overwhelmed and burnt out. One of the best decisions I made was turning cleaning into a shared activity. I started making it a habit to ask for help, and surprisingly, it made the process so much quicker and easier. We started setting aside a designated time, like 30 minutes on a Saturday morning, where everyone in the house pitches in to tidy up. We'd race to see who could clean their area the fastest or who could make the bed the neatest. It turned into a little game, and we all got involved. This doesn't just lighten your load, it teaches everyone the importance of maintaining a tidy space. When everyone is responsible for cleaning, it becomes part of the routine, and the house stays cleaner longer. Plus, it helps avoid that buildup of frustration where one person feels like they're doing everything. Cleaning becomes a team effort, and that makes it feel less like a chore and more like a shared responsibility. You can make it work even if you live alone by inviting a friend over to help or even setting a timer for a cleaning challenge. It adds a little fun, and you'll be amazed at how much you can get done in just 15 to 20 minutes. The best part is that once you make cleaning a group effort, it stops feeling like such a huge task. Instead, it becomes something everyone can share, and that makes it feel much more manageable. Plus, you get to spend quality time together while making your home shine. So that's it. We've covered 12 simple yet incredibly effective tips to keep your space clean and organized without feeling overwhelmed. Small changes like tidying up a little every day or keeping flat surfaces clear can really make a big difference in your daily life. Remember, you don't have to deep clean the entire house in one go. Just make these small habits part of your daily routine, and you'll find that keeping your home neat isn't as hard as it seems. And most importantly, you won't have to face a mountain of clutter at the end of a long week. If you found these tips helpful, try applying them to your daily life. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more useful content coming your way. I hope you find joy in creating a peaceful and organized home, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.